Hello everyone, this is Indrajit Ganguly and today I am going to teach you the third topic from the second chapter of history, urbanization in southern Mesopotamia. In my today's class, I will discuss with you three important urban centers of Mesopotamian civilization, which is Ur, Uruk and Murrey. Okay. Our first topic, that is urbanization, is southern Mesopotamia. From 5000 BCE onwards, urbanization developed in southern Mesopotamia. There are three types of towns generally developed in the southern portion of Mesopotamia. These are temple towns, trading centers and royal cities. Okay, first of all I will discuss with you the temple towns. Okay, earlier temples generally was made up of unbaked bricks, and these are a very small shrine. And temples were the residence of various gods. It is moon god of southern Mesopotamia named Ur, and another god, that is Inanna. She is the goddess of love and war. Some temples have several rooms and open courtyards. People offered grain, fish, curd to God because they believed that the god was the theoretical owner of agricultural fields, fisheries and herds of local community. Gradually, temple became the activity of oil pressing, grain grinding, spinning and weaving and clothes. So I hope you can understand that how the common people came and settled down near the temples. I hope you generally visited one of the famous temples of India, that is Puri temple, Jagannath temple, and you can see that how common people generally gathered and accumulated in surrounded of the Puri temple for their income purposes, for their occupation purposes. So in the same way, generally the temple towns developed in the Mesopotamian civilization. Okay, our next topic, that is from the same urbanization in Mesopotamia, southern Mesopotamia, that is water problem in Mesopotamia. I have already discussed with you that Tigris and Euphrates, these two are the main river of the Mesopotamian civilization, right? But the problem is Euphrates became the main source of the agriculture. Sometimes there was a flood on the Euphrates which flooded the banks of the Euphrates, and sometimes there was a drought. So the people who lived on the upstream of the river Euphrates, they were benefited, but the people who lived in the downstream were left without water. So there was intense conflict over land and water in the Mesopotamian civilization. Next, that is development of town. Uruk was the famous town of Mesopotamia, and you will be surprised to know that Uruk was doubled than the size of the Mohenjo-daro, which is one of the important towns in the Indus Valley civilization. Area of Uruk was around 400 hectares. Rulers engaged thousands of people for the construction of temples. In return, these peoples received grains and clothes from the rulers. Okay, so we can say that Uruk was generally developed as a temple town. Around 3000 BCE, bronze tools came into use for various crafts. You will be surprised to know that architects learned to construct brick pillars. That is, brick pillars are very important to support the roof. So in that time, during the time of when I was discussing about the Mesopotamian civilization and when I am discussing about the town of Uruk, the architect learned about how to construct the brick pillars to support the roof. And you also be surprised to know that in that time there was a use of mosaic tiles, colorful mosaic tiles in the wall of the temples to decorate the walls of the temples. So these techniques are very unique, and that technique was used in the towns of the Mesopotamian civilization. Okay, Our next topic, that is the second urban center of the Mesopotamian civilization, that is Ur. Okay, from the board you can see that I have mentioned that Ur is an unplanned city, obviously. So what are the unplanned status of the city, of this town planning of the civilization of this city? That is, first, number one, that is narrow winding streets. That means the roads, the streets are very narrow, so no wheeled carts could not reach many houses. Therefore, donkeys have used to carry goods. So this is one of the important sign that it is mentioned that Ur is an unplanned city. Next, no proper drainage system. Absolutely, no proper drainage system was there in the city Ur. There was a big slump in the courtyard of the house where the rainwater and waste were stored through clay pipes. Next, we can say that I told you that there is no proper drainage system. So after the rain, roads are becoming slushy. After a heavy downpour, people used to raise threshold of courtyards so that no mud would flow inside after the rain. So you can understand that what was the condition of the roads and what was the problem, because there was no drainage system. Okay, next, that is the privacy of the Mesopotamian people. Remember, students, Mesopotamian people were very much concerned about their privacy. So there was no windows are there in the house. So it was a very odd thing. You can understand that basically windows are whenever there is a two house, okay, in adjacent. So one house people cannot easily, they can easily hear everything from the another house. If there is a problem in the house, if there is any quarrel, if there is any happiness, joy, everything will be shared with the another house. So the Mesopotamian people are very concerned about their privacy. So none of the house have any windows. Generally the light comes out from the doorways. Okay, next one, that is a various types of superstitions, like because they have a different types of superstition. First of all, they believe that a raised threshold brought wealth. Obviously, if a threshold have as a maximum height, then they believe that would bring a huge amount of money, huge amount of property. Second, superstitions, a front door that did not open towards another house was lucky. Absolutely, if the front door did not open to the another house, obviously it was proved to be a lucky. Third superstitions, if the main wooden door of a house opened outwards, then the wife would be torment to her husband. So it is such kind of superstitions are there in the Mesopotamian people, and they have some beliefs in that time, in the ancient times. Next, that is another important feature, that is symmetry. Generally in the city there are symmetry which have graveyards of royal peoples and the commoners, but usually during the time of the excavation of the Mesopotamian civilizations, archaeologists, they also found graveyards in the courtyard of the house, because generally after the death of a human body, they usually buried the dead body in the courtyard of the house, and the courtyard of the house is also used as a graveyard. So this is the features of the town planning of the Mesopotamian civilization. You have seen that this was a very unplanned city. And I also told you that the Indus Valley civilization was contemporary to Mesopotamian civilization. Next year in class 12 I will discuss with you the town planning of the Mohenjo-daro. Okay, and you will be surprised to know that what are the difference of these town planning, or difference between the town planning of Ur and Mohenjo-daro. Okay, remember students, the town planning of the city Ur was very important for 8-mark question. So please very careful to prepare notes on this topic. Okay, our next topic, third urban center of the Mesopotamian civilization, that is trading town and royal capital of the civilization, which is known as Mari. After 2000 BCE, the royal capital Mari flourished. The main livelihood was pastoralism. Herders needed to exchange young animals, cheese, leather and meat in return for grain, metal, tools, etc. There is a conflict among pastoralists and settled agriculturists because shepherd may take their animal across a sown field. So settled agriculturists denied pastoralists to access to river and canal, obviously. So whenever the herders took their animals from the sown field, obviously it affected the crops. So obviously settled agriculturists did not permit this to the pastoralists, and therefore there is a conflict between the settled agriculturists and pastoralists. You can see several nomadic communities like Akkadians, Amorites, Assyrians, Arameans came here and settled down. So we can say that the Mesopotamian civilization became the mixture of diverse civilization. Remember, I already told you that the Mesopotamia, the city of Murree is a royal capital of the civilization. The king of Murree was belonged from the Amorites community. Remember student, it is very important for 1 mark question, that is the king of Murree belonged to the Amorites community. In NCERT on page number 42 and 43 there is a picture of the palace of the king of Murree, and on the page number 43 you can find there is a passage and which described this picture. I am suggesting you to please go through this passage because it is very important for your examination. Okay, next, that is trade and commerce of Murree. Generally wood, copper, tin, wine and various other goods that were carried in boats along the Euphrates. Exchange of goods was made with Turkey, Syria and Lebanon. Okay, officers of Murree levied a charge on the boats who carried their cargo across Euphrates. Copper, tin, bronze, etc. are highly demanded. So generally this is another important occupation for the Mesopotamian people, and that is a trading, and trading also have an important contribution in the economy of the Mesopotamian civilization. Okay, our last topic of this chapter, that is legacy of writing, which is the legacy of the Mesopotamian civilization. I hope you know the meaning of legacy. The legacy meaning succession of the particular thing. Okay, the greatest legacy of the Mesopotamian civilization to the world is mathematics, obviously. There is a tablet which generally archaeologists found. It was dated around 1800 BCE. These tablet generally contains like the division, multiplication, division tables, square and square root tables, tables of compound interest and so on. Okay, let me tell you an interesting thing. I think you know the value of root 2. What is it? It is 1.414, right? I think you know that value of root 3. What is it? 1.732, right? So how these generally calculation produce? The Mesopotamian, these people, they have the techniques about it. The techniques are 1 plus 2, 4 divided by 60 plus 51 divided by 60 square plus 10 divided by 60 cube. So after this calculation they usually get these value 1.414. So you can understand the legacy of the Mesopotamian civilization. Not only this, but also division of year, months, weeks, seconds, everything has to be the legacy of the Mesopotamian civilization. Not only, but also the solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, the all types of measurements are there. So all types of data is generally there in the tablets of the Mesopotamian civilization. Okay students, this is it for today. From my next classes, I will provide you important questions and activities. Thank you and have a nice day.